Hello, how's everyone doing today? Hope all is well. Today is May 3rd, and I've been doing grocery shopping a little here and there for the last 3 days, just depending on where I was at, what the situation was, whatever. But I know Thursday, my son requested strawberries to make chocolate covered strawberries to take in his lunch for yesterday, and that was on sale, buy one get one free. And I also got myself a bottle of coffee creamer to take to work, and that was also on sale for $4.79. Yesterday, I had to take my mom to the grocery store, but since she needed a couple things from Walmart that is in the second or the same parking lot, she gave me her extra benefit card, and I ran over there to get the three things that she needed. And while I was walking to get her laundry detergent and fabric softener, I seen these, and I believe they scanned for three and some change, but I never seen this one before, and as you see, it's limited edition. So I grabbed myself that for a little snack, and then I had to take her to BJ's to get coffee creamer and a case of water. And while I was there, I got myself a case of water that was $3.99, and I got myself this bag of sugar because I am running low on that. As I waited, after I dropped her off, I drove past the pantry box that's located near her house, and I got a box of elbow noodles, the dry milk in a bag, and then a can of pineapple rings. After that, I had to stop to get some prescriptions, and since they weren't ready yet, I went and grabbed my daughter a 10 count of those ice cream cups that you see at like the school for lunch. They're $4.99, but I had a $2.50 off coupon for that. And then I also had a buy one get one free coupon for Dove body wash that I also grabbed. Then this morning, it is Saturday today, so I went to utilize the 5 off 25 coupon at Dollar General, and I got 2 cases of regular Coke and a case of Diet Coke. I got my daughter a watermelon. I got my son two of these little juices to take with him to lunch for school. I also grabbed my son and I a box of these oatmeal cream pies. And I believe that's everything that I grabbed there. And because I grabbed the watermelon for my daughter, she wants to try to attempt to make watermelon rinds, and we had all the ingredients except for two things. So I had to run back out to the store to get her that stuff. So she needed a thing of pickling salt, which this is the only kind they had. It was $2.79, and I thought this might be good if we try to make our own made or to make the watermelon rinds, if we try to make any like type of pickles or anything like that. And it's also good if I want to learn how to venture out and can some more things. And she also needed some whole cloves, which they had a smaller container, same brand McCormick, but it was probably about this big right here between my fingers, and that was $10.59. And this one was 30 cents more than that one, but obviously it you can see it's bigger than those little red McCormick ones. This one was $10.89, which I decided to get the bigger one so we have it for future references. Yes, I know I could have just got the smaller one and saved myself 30 cents, but I didn't want to run out and have to go spend another $10.59, so I just got this bigger one. So I got those for her, watermelon rinds and future recipes. While I was there, I ended up walking past the meat section, and they had the chicken on sale, buy one get one free. So I got the two cheapest ones they had, which was $6.71 and $7.48. So I only had to pay for the $7.48 one. This one was free. My son requested some water flavoring. I got a wild strawberry and a fruit punch, but they didn't have any of the fruit punch ones available in the Giant Eagle brand, so that's why I had to get the Crystal Light one. While I was there, I asked my daughter if she wants tacos for dinner. She is not a taco person, but if I make them from scratch at home, she'll eat them. I just have to, when I cook the meat, I have to cook her meat separate because I'll put the taco seasoning on the meat for my son and I. So I'll just have to cook the meat separate. And that's the only way she'll eat it if it's homemade and no taco seasoning. So since we're gonna make tacos, I grabbed this thing of sour cream, which sometimes my daughter after school she'll like making like a baked potato in the microwave for a snack. So I got the bigger container. I got this thing of shredded cheese, which we did need the shredded cheese anyway. And that was actually on sale for $6.79, and it's originally $8.29. So I grabbed that. We can use some tonight for tacos. Since I'm making homemade tortillas, my son will probably use some of this cheese to make quesadillas. And my daughter asked to make extra tortillas so she can take some to school. And for my daughter and I only, my son won't eat the sour cream either. But he also won't eat the lettuce or tomato. So I just got this little bit of lettuce and tomato for my daughter and I. And this store also does the Flash Food app thing. So while I was there, I checked the app before I left the house. And there's a total of 4 corn on the cob. I think there's 2 green pepper. Yeah, 2 green peppers. I know this box had 12 apples. There's a bunch in here. And you see both boxes have these little mandarin oranges. Which, if the kids eat these at home, to stretch my budget a little bit more, we'll keep the peels from the oranges, and I'll put in some vinegar and soak it in the dark for a couple days or a couple weeks, and I can make a homemade cleaning vinegar, and the orange peels will knock off some of that vinegar smell. The apples, depending, my son still has the caramel apple dip in the refrigerator, so he might use some of these apples for that. I think I have some, I have some more apples over on the other side of the kitchen. So most likely I'll turn these apples into applesauce so we don't waste them, because we do have the other apples. And these corn on the cob, depending on what they look like on the outside or the inside, I'll shuck them and then I'll break them in half and then throw them in the freezer. Normally, well, maybe not, because they do look like they're on the smaller side. So I'll just throw them in after I shuck them, I'll just throw them in the freezer. But if they were like the big ones, I usually split them in half, because the bigger ones, one will feed 2 of us 1 meal if I break them in half. And these 2 green peppers, I'll just chop up and then throw those in the freezer, since I'm the only one that eats any type of pepper. And maybe I'll save the seeds to start a little garden with the peppers. But that's all we have so far, and I'll see you in a couple days for the food pantry haul.